Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we will be covering quadratic equations and how to solve them at foundation level and higher level. So get yourself a pen and paper and try to solve these questions before I give you the answers, okay? And try to write your answers down in the comment section below. And let's begin. So now, whenever we're solving quadratic equations, we have three choices. We have three different methods of solving quadratic equations. The first one, the most common one, is factorization. When a equal 1 and when it's not. Okay, so when a, this is the a, okay. So let's write what's the standard quadratic equation. It is this: ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now, what's a? A is the coefficient of x squared. It is the coefficient of x squared. Now, when I mean factorizing when a equals to 1, meaning this is 1. This is foundation level. When it becomes 2, it is higher tier level, okay? Higher tier, sorry. So, please, if you do foundation GCSE math, stick around till I say these questions are higher, okay? Because they won't be useful to you. Now, the second one is solving quadratic formula. Now, this is higher tier, and we need to know what's the quadratic formula to use. And we need to remember this for the exam. Again, this is higher, and I'm going to explain how to use it and how to remember it. Okay, lastly, it is completing the square, okay? Completing the square. This is the most challenging one that most students find, and there are two different types of completing the square. One, when a equals to 1, and second, when a it does not equal to 1, meaning it could be negative, it could be more than 1, okay? So, finally, the most challenging of the whole video is using these solutions that we get from completing the square to sketch quadratic curve, okay? So this is the most challenging we will be doing. So stick around and let's begin. Now, let's look at the first question. Solve x squared plus 2x minus 15. This is 2 marks question, okay? And I said the standard equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Now, whenever we see quadratic equation, we need to check that it's in the same form. So ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So is this equation the same form that we know? Yes, it is. So, x squared plus 2x minus 15, let's make it equals to 0. Now, first thing we should be thinking whenever we see quadratic equation, what two numbers we multiply to get this c, okay? It could be negative, it could be positive. What two numbers are factor of this number that also could be added or subtracted to get this number? Now, let's think of the factors of 15. 1, 5, 3, 5. Anything else? No. So, can I add or subtract 1 and 15 to get 2? No, that could not be. 3 and 5? Yes. 5 and 3. Now, we need to look at the signs. When c, here, c is negative. So, we need to look at the sign of these factors. 3 and 5. Which one should be negative, which one should be positive to get the total of 2? Now, it could be 5 minus 3. So, the 5 is positive, the 3 is negative. And that's how we solve this. We haven't finished, okay? We just figured out the factors. Now, let's open two brackets. Make it equal to 0, okay? Always make it equal to 0. That's the standard for quadratic equations. Now, x and x, x minus 3, x plus 5. Did we finish? No, because we need to write the answer. What's x? Let's bring this fraction. X minus 3 equals 0, and x plus 5 also equals to 0. Now, to get the x on one side, we need to add 3 on both sides, which means x is 3. This one, we need to subtract 5. X is minus 5. So essentially what we did here is we just flipped the signs. Okay, look at the signs. Here it's positive, here it's negative. So what we did, we just flipped the sign, and that's it. We got 2 solutions and we got 2 marks. So well done if you got these right. Next, solve x squared minus x equals 12. Okay, so we know that quadratic equations, equal to 0. That's the standard. Now we have 12. So how is that possible? What do we need to do? How to get rid of the 12 and make it to the other side? Yes, I know all of you are saying minus 12. So x squared minus x minus 12 equals to 0. Now, okay, you see, we have the standard equation that we know, okay, and we are familiar with. So we could easily solve this now. Open 2 brackets, always. Because it's quadratic, we know it's going to be 2 different solutions. So, what 2 numbers we multiply to get minus 12, and what 2 numbers we add or subtract to get minus 1? This is minus 1. The minus, because there is no number, that means it's 1. Here is 1. So, minus 1. Let's think. What could we have? What are the factors of 12? 3 and 4, 6 and 2, 12 and 1. So which one that could be added or subtracted to get minus 1? So it is 3 and 4. Well done. So because it's minus 12, so one of them has to be negative. If C, this is C, if C is negative, as in this example, that means the 2 numbers in these brackets, one of them has to be negative. If it's positive, that means it could be either negative or positive, okay? So in this case it's negative, so one of them has to be negative. So I think it is 3 minus 4 could get me minus 1, and that is correct. So let's write x plus 3 x minus 4, x equals minus 3, x equals 4. As I said, we just flip the sign, okay? And that's it. You got 2 marks. So well done if you got this right. Well done. Now, up to this question, we finished the foundation level, okay? Any question after that will be higher tier, okay?